Hello everyone, my name is Rosie and I want to introduce you to Rosie's Italian Kitchen. Now, I have lots of things to show you and today I'm going to show you Italian meatballs. My friends in Parrish, Florida have told me that my meatballs are the best and my grandchildren love them too. So it's up to you to decide whether they're the best or they're the second best or whatever, but I'm going to tell you how I make them, and I think that it's simple enough. It's not a complicated thing, and I think that you might enjoy making them the way I do. So I just want to tell you that my name is really Rosina, but I'm using Rosie's Italian Kitchen because I don't want to interfere with other people who have the market for Rosina. But anyway, my name is Rosina DeLuca McFadden, and I am 100% Italian. I have learned how to cook from my mother and my grandmother and my mother-in-law. So I think I do a pretty good job in the Italian way. Now, my husband might say something different about other food that I cook, but he does like my Italian food. So right away now, we're going to start making meatballs. What I use at least 2 pounds of meat, because otherwise, why bother? You don't get enough. You don't get enough meatballs, and it's a lot of work for not enough stuff. So I buy at least 1 pound of chopped beef, and I like sirloin the best, even though it's a little more expensive because it's juicier. It's a better product. And then I put in 1 pound of pork. Now, you don't have to use pork. You can use just beef. A lot of people, including my sister, use only beef, but I think that pork gives it an extra flavor. So here comes my pound of pork. So then I wash these out because I bring them back to the grocery store and to recycle them. So I'll put them in here for now. Now, what I put in my meatballs is I put bread. I put ground up, broken up bread. Many people use breadcrumbs, but then you have to be careful about whether or not your meat is too dry. And this way, it's nice and moist. I use for two pounds. This is about 2 1/4 pounds. I use 6 pieces of bread, and I cut the bread. I cut the edges off the bread because they don't really soften up good. And I take the bread and I soak it. I soak it in some warm water, which is over here. And then I break off the edges, and I take the bread itself and I squeeze it and I put it in here. Like this. Very easy. Then I have found through experimentation, I use 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. So this I have pre-measured. This is 1 cup, and this is 1/2 cup. Now I have a little problem sometimes with the garlic. Some people don't like a lot of garlic, and some people do like a lot of garlic. So I use a little less than 1/4 cup of garlic. So we'll see if that might be too much for you, then next time don't use that much. And the same thing with parsley. It's very nice to use chopped up real parsley, but I don't have the time for that. I use the bottled parsley. And then I put a little bit of black pepper, not enough even to measure it in in a cup. So I just go like that. That's black pepper. I don't usually put salt in it because the cheese is salty. And I put 1 egg for every ½ pound of meat. So this was 2 1/4 pounds, so I'm going to put 5 eggs in it. And that's it. Then I usually have my husband mix it up for me. But since he's not around, purposely not around, I mix it up myself. When it's mixed up, I put it in a pan. Okay, so I'm going to set my oven for 375. And then I'm going to spray the pan and then I will make my meatballs. So I don't make my meatballs too big. And when I make them, I sort of make them sort of high because they're going to flatten out in the pan. I've made my meatballs and they're all ready to go in the oven. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in the oven at 375 degrees. And they're going to stay in there for a ½ hour. So that's what I'm doing now. It seems like the meatballs are done. Wasn't that fast? So I'm going to take them out. Now the first thing I'm going to do is shut off my oven. I'm going to take them out. And here they are. I'm going to spill out a little bit of the extra oil or whatever, juice or whatever you want to call it. But see how nice my meatballs are? And I didn't fry them. Now, of course, if you want to fry them, you can, and they taste a little bit better. But it's not as healthy, and this is a lot easier, and it's a lot healthier. So here you are, meatballs, and it was no trouble at all. I hope you'll join me again when I go ahead and I make sauce. My sauce is very good also, and some people have asked me to show them how to make the sauce. So I'm going to show everybody the next time I come on. And after that, I have plans to show you how to make eggplant parmesan and possibly chicken française. It's a little bit more difficult, but I think we'll be up to it. And thank you for joining me, and I wish you a very good day.